with outstanding debt and continued weak consumer spending. Well, Brendan Clarke-Smith, Conservative MP for Bassetlaw, which is where Wilko's distribution centre is based, can join us now. A very sad day, Brendan. I think it's being described as far as your constituency is concerned, similar to a pit closure.
I wouldn't quite go so far as pit closure. I think the difference with this is this has been on the cards for quite a long time. It's not something that happened overnight, and Wilko's has been effectively mismanaged for quite a considerable number of years, and parallels have been drawn more to the Woolworths situation, I think, which is probably a better comparison. But I think we also need to remember that people came in, they looked at that business, we were hoping that they were going to save it. They've decided it's not viable. So what's more likely to happen is you're going to have some smaller packages there. Hopefully some of their competitors are going to be buying stores up, and hopefully we can save as many jobs as possible.
Yeah, I think you're planning to ask a question at PMQs tomorrow in the Commons there behind you. Do you share the view of the GMB, the union representing many of the workers, that the Wilkinson family themselves have failed them to a certain degree?
I think there's a fair point there. I think if you look at the amount of money in dividends that's been taken out, I think in the last 10 years around £77 million. There was also the sale of the HQ for around 48 million, which was then leased back. So there has been money in this company, and many feel that it's been stripped down very much to the bare bones, where it makes it very, very difficult to sell it as a really viable ongoing business. So certainly, yes, there are some serious questions that need to be asked there, and that's what I expect I'll be asking tomorrow.
And how many people in your constituency are affected, Brendan? And what are their chances of getting another job in the local area?
Well, nationally, we're talking about 12,500 or so, and with the stores. Now, locally, it's anywhere from 1,500 upwards. Of course, there's a distribution centre, there's a HQ there, and we really, really hope that there's going to be some use for that. And we are fortunate that at the moment there are a lot of jobs. Recruiters and other businesses, they really are struggling to actually take on staff. So there are the opportunities there. I've had a jobs fair. The DWP, the council, the Citizens Advice all working together at the moment to try and support people as best we can. So yeah. I'd say don't lose hope. There is a lot still going on, and hopefully those people taking over the stores, they'll see what great staff there are at Wilko's, and they'll be able to take some of those on.
But is there a wider question about Britain's high streets? Because, of course, we've had John Lewis going public saying, you know, things are tough, and you've got issues such as very high business rates, and clearly people are still being careful how they're spending money. Should the government be doing a bit more for our retail sector?
Well, there's absolutely a question about high streets. Of course, while there was a lot of support provided during COVID, I think a lot of us in towns, we see a proliferation of vape shops and charity shops and barbers all popping up and so on. And really, we're losing some of our old retail sector. Now, part of that is the way the world has changed. Of course, we've got to adapt. Many are moving more towards leisure and so on. But I think it's a bit of a cop-out sometimes just to blame online purchasers and people like Amazon and so on, because especially with Wilko's, you could look at H&M, Home Bargains, B&M, Pound Stretcher, companies like that. They've actually done very well. So I think it also shows that the competition's very tough on the high streets. And if you don't change, if you don't adapt, then you're going to be in trouble, sadly.
OK, Brendan, thank you for that. And, of course, we wait to see what you get in PMQs tomorrow. Maybe talk to you after that and see if you're satisfied with what you've been told. Thanks very much indeed for your time.